Next up for me was The Boys season 4.
I'm watching.
Who else is watching? You boys are both watching The Boys? Mm-hmm. Okay, great. All 4 of us. Nice. It's already off to a very
explosive
boys
start.
I was going to say explosive.
Explosive.
Bloody,
start.
explosive.
Yeah, very boys. That, you know.
I cringe usually or go like at least once an episode.
Oh, there's so many in even the first episode, so many exploding heads. I was like, and it's very gruesome the way they do these things. So yeah, I enjoy it, but it's also a little gross. So big stars, of course, are Antony Starr, who plays Homelander, who is despicable and fantastic. He's very, very awful. Mm-hmm. I don't know where this season is going, just in terms of like he feels like he has too much control over people and they're too much sycophants. So he wants this very smart person on the team who is turning out
honesty.
Yeah, but also she's immediately super diabolical.
Oh, manipulative
like,
is.
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And just, no moral compass. Just because she's smart doesn't mean she's good.
Yeah.
No. I mean, why would she be good? This is the
John,
boys.
you think she's good?
I mean, maybe it'll be better for the masses. Just kill a few people. No big deal.
Yeah.
Oh. Yep.
So, and our main boy, Billy Butcher.
The best.
Yeah. Karl Urban, he's apparently, not doing super good because he did that temp V and basically broke his brain. And so he's maybe going to die. I don't know where this is going to go.
The series would be very depleted without his presence.
Yeah.
Although his hard C words, his hard F words.
Oh, yeah. Do you find him extremely hard to understand? His accent is so thick.
I mean, I have subtitles on during this entire thing.
That's
so,
smart.
I mean, and they're like bleeping out the subtitles because there's so many bad words in his dialogue. It's
really?
Like,
oh my God, that's hysterical. They don't print the bad words?
Like the C word might be like C dot dot dot.
You should be able to opt
really?
into the adult subtitles. No, just give me the F-bombs and the S's. Just drop them all. Put them
Oh
up
my
there.
God, that's
I'll have
so
to
funny.
watch it more carefully, but I feel like maybe it's not all typed out. Yeah.
Interesting. I wouldn't have thought that. Okay.
But he's in jeopardy. You're in trouble, girl, this season.
Oh, yeah, he's not doing good. We'll see where he ends up. But also, Jack Quaid, who plays our character Huey, very altruistic and has a good heart and doesn't love killing.
But loves Billy Joel.
The whole really series started with him, really, because his spoiler alert, we're 4 seasons in, but his girlfriend basically gets killed by one of the Supes. Not in a malicious way, but just because in some ways they're careless with their powers.
Oh, extremely, yeah.
And it's explosive and bloody, and that sets him off on a quest as one of the boys to take down the Supes. And he feels a lot of conflict quite often.
Yes.
And mainly because he falls in love with
a Supe, Starlight, played by Erin Moriarty, who is Annie January. So now she's trying to get away from her Starlight persona and just be a person who has superpowers.
Because a lot of things have happened, so the public is starting to question the Supes and their intentions, and mostly on Homelander.
And weirdly, no one's really figured out that Vought's the problem.
Yeah.
Freaking Amazon. I mean Vought.
Oh, how dare you. So in this season, we're really dealing with the outing of particularly Homelander being just extremely violent in public, which had not really been the case before. People didn't realize, but now he's killed people publicly.
Yeah.
And there's a split in terms of people supporting him and people not supporting him, and that's kind of where Starlight has almost the other side politically against him. So that's kind of what's going on at this point.
If you've not watched The Boys and you sort of like dark humor, superhero genre, it is shocking. There are definite moments you are like, oh, but it's well worth a watch. And you're a couple seasons in, so there's a lot of material to dig into.
Yeah.
And really, Homelander and the Butcher are such fabulous lead characters.
Yeah. We didn't ever talk about Gen V when it was out. Gen V, which is a spinoff, it's about younger Supes at basically a university getting trained up to maybe be
Superhero
Supes.
camp.
Yeah. But also still very dark. I thought it was a really good show. You didn't like it?
I didn't love it. I liked it, but it does. I mean, The Boys is far superior to me.
Interesting.
I talked about this as this new season of The Boys was coming up with Ed, and I was like, I really did love Gen V, but I'm not sure if I love it more than The Boys, but also it's because The Boys set me up for this.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Interesting. I felt Gen V was more fully formed because it had more going on in terms of trying to figure out what to do with these young people and their powers. So not just like the vendetta of trying to pull down the Supes, who are already on this pedestal and super corrupt and terrible, but it's this other part of the story of what's going on with them, and then also the diabolical science that's going on in the background, which I think is going to come up in this season of The Boys. They've already referred to it a little bit.
It might just be my, as well established on this podcast, my love of the teenage character typically.
Oh, yeah.
This was an exception for me.
I know.
They're
They were
20s-ish, too.
I know, but so normally I don't want to deal with the teen characters, and I really avoid them. But this one, for some reason, just didn't quite feel that way.
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean, the other thing that people need to know if they've never watched The Boys is super violent and also graphic sexual content, usually not in a sexy, fun way, like in a real surprising way.
You will jump. I jump usually at least once, if not 2 or 3 times an episode.
Yeah, there was a selfie in this first episode.
Oh, God.
Which my husband was like, "Oh, that was a belly button." And I was like, "Honey, it's The Boys. It was not a belly button." And that's all I'll say.
Leave it to your imagination, people.
I mean, the season or series recap going into the season was almost all just terrible, terrible, graphic, violent, or whatever moments. It was rough.
Yeah, I did. Watching it, I was also like, oh my God, I barely remember any of this. It sort of goes back to Ed's thing of like, a lot of times, if you have the time, you probably should rewatch all of the seasons leading up to a new season, but it's just so much.
Yeah.
I need almost like a more comprehensive previously on. Like, don't give me 3 minutes. Give me 25 minutes.
It
like,
probably
really
does
tell me.
exist on YouTube.
You know what? You're right.
So.
People do that, which is very
Find
smart.
it, people.
I know.
All right, so The Boys.
Okay, so The Boys.